There are quite a few new advancements in the payments industry across all spectrums of it, including risk management, fraud prevention tools, transaction processing. There's quite a few, so I mean, that's a big question. So let's see if we can kind of, let me wrap around one in particular that's extremely hot right now, which is the contactless payment arena. Contactless payments is where a member can use their credit card to walk up to any payment device and just wave their card in front of it, and therefore they can make the purchase. So that particular technology is hot in the market right now. It's starting to evolve currently, and right now we're seeing some traction within the market across not only the United States, but across the world for contactless payments. Because it is evolving, there isn't any hard and fast risks that are currently documented. So let's take a look at it. Let's start with the card itself. So within a credit or debit card, you will have a miniature antenna, so that broadcasts your card data when you go up to make a purchase, okay? So the risk is that the information being broadcast from the antenna to the card reader at the point of purchase is in the clear. And we want to make sure that that data is encrypted. So that's one of the risks that we definitely have to be concerned about. One of the other changes within the contactless arena is one of the big risks in technology is when we start using a cell phone to make our purchases. So basically what you have there is you have the technology that was in the card with the antenna, but basically you're now taking the card and you're putting it within your cell phone. And that offers a whole new set of risks. Let's stick with the cell phone for a second. Assuming that someday, and I think in the very near future they will, the credit card or debit card will become part of the cell phone. So when Apple says, do you want to use your cell phone to make a purchase? And they answer, there's an app for that. We need to be prepared. So let's talk about the risks associated with using a cell phone to make purchases. First of all, you got to think about how does the actual card data get into the cell phone? So basically what's going to happen is the credit union is going to probably have to contract with a telecom provider to put an application on a phone, okay? So how do you actually get that application on a phone? You typically have to download that information. And download comes viruses and malware, something that credit unions have to be concerned about. Secondly, once the information is in the phone, what happens if the phone itself is compromised? How do you reset the phone to get the card back into the phone itself? And thirdly, when I talked about the plastic card where you wave it in front of the point of purchase, you're going to have to do the same thing with the cell phone. And again, that information is going to have to be encrypted. So right now, the cell phone itself is, everybody's kind of waiting for when are they going to finally start deploying cell phones with credit and debit cards in them so that you no longer have to carry the piece of plastic. And I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to see an explosion in the cell phone being the point of purchase for consumers. What's interesting today is because of the adoption of the contactless, the physical card itself, like I was talking about earlier, there hasn't been a whole lot of adoption for contactless cards themselves. So really, the fraudsters haven't started to really take advantage of the card itself. What you do have, though, is because there's so much low-hanging fruit because of the data breaches that are happening, the fraudsters have not started to attack the contactless card yet. So really for credit unions, the best thing to do right now is to just start continuing to embrace some of the new technologies for the contactless card, but to make sure that their current providers have a secure product to offer them. So like I said, if the data breaches ever tighten up, where, for example, the Heartland breaches of the world go away, I would think that there will be a full frontal attack by fraudsters on contactless devices. First of all, do we really need this product? Is my membership base asking for a contactless device? they need to embrace the technology because it's here and it's here to stay. The second thing to do is they really need to partner with a quality service provider. I mean, credit unions are never going to be experts on how to put an application into a cell phone, how to instruct the member to use that particular phone to make the purchase. So it's important that the credit union has a relationship with a reputable provider of that technology. I mean, that's going to be critical for credit unions. And what's interesting is, you know, they're going to have to make sure that their card processor is in ready for the cell phone technology. They're going to have to make sure that potentially the telecom providers are in play for the technology. And thirdly, their own in-house core systems that they have are going to have to be in play with the new technology. So there's a lot of coordination that are going to have to be, you know, have to take effect before this actually rolls out. Our credit unions look to us for expertise and advice. CUNA Mutual continues to keep their eye on the ball for this technology. We have experts in-house that are continuing to monitor it, like myself. We have a whole risk management group that's focused on this. In addition, we have contacts within the industry who are part of it, from card processors to core processors to even telecom providers that are working on this that we try and stay in contact with. So hopefully CUNA Mutual is one of their resources to help them when this new technology comes available. Also, the current plastic card policy that we offer, we've expanded that to include not only fraud that happens on a traditional piece of plastic, but we are also using the forward thinking that the cell phone is coming quickly, and we've expanded our policy to include that as one of the insured vehicles.